And we're off. Welcome, guys, to the 6A Superstars call for Wednesday, the 29th of May. Super excited, back in Australia, and loving being home, love traveling, love being home. And there's been so much going on. And I have to tell you that I'm super excited about tomorrow on a personal note because my girl's coming. And so I'm just super pumped. I just had to share that with you if you haven't seen my page. She's literally on a plane now, about to land in Kuala Lumpur, and then she'll be here. So I'm excited, and I'm really excited about what's coming up this weekend and next weekend and the weekend after, and that is, of course, the Freedom Days. So I know so many of you guys have got your tickets, and that is just huge. Like I can't see who's bought the tickets. I've just seen your comments, and there's a lot of people going to the Freedom Days. It's super exciting. I'm going to Melbourne, sunny Melbourne. I'll be there with Nikki, I'll be there with Jody, I'll be there with this Jody Z, I'll be there with quite a lot of people, and then I'll be going to Brisbane. I was going to go to Sydney, but it's just going to be too hard and yeah, too much stuff, but maybe next time, it's all good. So first of all, I want to welcome all the new people that have just joined us. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got some new people who haven't been here before. So welcome to you guys. Hopefully you're going really well with your training and enjoying your training and stuff like that, and you're getting through everything. The most important thing is you don't get overwhelmed and you don't try and learn everything at once, okay? So before I go into the Facebook training I'm going to do today, is that you really got to be, it depends if you've come from a background of business or you've done something online before, you haven't done something online, it's really easy to get overwhelmed and just have so much training, because we do provide so much training, that you become confused and you actually don't do anything at all right? So what I say to people is when they get started, you guys get a series of emails from myself, and I always tell people just to get on, certain calls like this call, the Monday Team Huddle call, the call with Balaj, the GPM call, which the last two calls have been amazing. And also, like, just do one training per week. If you're working full-time, you don't have a lot of time, don't go and do bits and pieces, just sit on one training per week. See, it takes not days, not weeks, not months, but years to build an online business, okay? There's no shortcut. And so you're not going to learn everything in your first few weeks, months, or even first few years. So what you want to do is just take your time, enjoy the process, know that you're here for a long time as well as a good time. Does that make sense? Everyone good with that? All right. So some of you guys have just got started. Maybe this is your first time doing a business on the internet. And that's cool if it's your first time. So you're going to go through a lot of, ups and downs and learning and all sorts of things like that. But if you've done something like this before, you've done any sort of online business before, you've done any sort of network marketing business before, you're going to find that your journey, that this journey is a little bit different to the other ones you've done before. It's definitely not as exhausting as the ones I've done in the past, that's for sure. And this one's I just think it's a lot easier, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna go through some of the stuff that you guys, now, when I go through this, Kiora Watson, I know you're tuning in from New Zealand, it's pretty late over there. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna share my screen and I'm going to talk about some stuff that other people don't talk about, okay? So whenever I do a training, what I do for my team is I always give everything I've got. Like, I don't hold back any secrets, okay? Because obviously, the more I help you guys, the more success you have, the more happy it makes me. Obviously, it makes me money, but it makes me happy when you guys are getting results, okay? There's nothing like seeing people get results. So I just share all the stuff that I know as much as I can. I try not to confuse you. Now, I've done 2 other trainings before this one that are about Facebook organic training. So you need to find those either in the group chat or in the Freedom Team Collective. We've got those trainings in there. So this is almost like a stage 3 type of training, all right? There's another reason for doing this training, and that is that Facebook, which is where most people are active, okay? Remember, there's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. There's all sorts of different platforms that you guys can use. Facebook is the most common one, it's the most used one, it's the one that people look at the most, which is why I'm doing Facebook stuff. Is there's so many different trainings around Facebook, but what I'm going to share with you guys is like just some techniques and tips that I use to get people to come to me, because we're doing attraction marketing, all right? So let's go and have a look at all that. Here we go. So I'm going to share my screen. So here we go, share my screen. There we go. And I'm going to go through my little slideshow here. I actually made a slideshow. I'm so proud of myself, which is pretty cool. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about something probably, like I said, almost like a different mindset and a way of thinking. So have you guys all done my Facebook training in the Freedom Team Collective? If you're brand new, you probably haven't done it yet. But in the Freedom Team Collective, I've done a Facebook training, okay? After this training, you might want to go and watch that one, because in that one, I talk about like the possibilities and what you can do and the way my mind thinks. See, I've been selling for over 30 years, right? And I always think, and I've been doing advertising and marketing, and what I'm always doing is thinking, I've got this head that's always thinking, how do I get people to come to me? This hasn't started just when I started this business. This has always been happening, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm just sharing the way that my mind works and a way that you guys could potentially attract more people, more leads for free. Is that pretty cool? Who likes that idea? Who likes the free stuff, all right? So that's what it's all about. And let's talk about paid advertising and free advertising. So I want to just cover that. So when you finish watching this, definitely go back and watch it again if you need a recap. And remember, this is always a long-term strategy. Sometimes you can get results very quickly, but sometimes it takes a while, okay? Because you never make friends with people, like you never make really good friends with people on your first contact. You know what I mean? Like it takes a while to build a relationship. And the good news is that we're here for a long time. And if you do that, you'll get more business and you'll have more money. That's what it means, okay? So I even did a spell check. So hopefully this is all good. So I'm going to talk about paid advertising and free advertising. So first of all, with paid advertising, I'm not going to do any training on that. Number one, because I don't do a lot of paid advertising myself. I do a little bit, and all that training is already in the Global Affiliate Zone. It's already in the Freedom Collective. It's already in the calls done by Philippa. It's been really covered by lots of different people. And if you come to the Freedom Day, they're mostly going to be talking about, you know, the new stuff, the new products, but also about paid advertising. So I'd rather leave it to the experts to talk about paid advertising, okay? However, so you need to have what we call a long and short-term strategy. You will, at some stage, need to do paid advertising. So if you've just got started and you don't want to talk to anyone or message anyone or make friends with anyone on Facebook, or you don't want to see people at network events or anything, you're gonna have to do paid advertising at some stage, okay? Where that happens, I'm not too sure. Some people go straight into paid advertising. Some people take their time. Some people take a long time to do it. But here's a case of example. Like if you're making in this business, fast forward 1 year from now, if you're making $100,000 a year, you know, it would be normal to assume that you would spend 10% of that on advertising, okay? Because most businesses would spend that much money on advertising. See, when you earn money in any business, you need to put aside money for tax. You need to put aside money for advertising, you need to put aside money for GST, and you need to put aside money to invest back in the business in other ways as well, okay? So if you do paid advertising, here's the thing, is that you can have a reach potential of tens of millions of people, tens of millions, because every single day there is tens of millions of people on Facebook. Now you would need a massive advertising budget to reach that many people, but what I'm saying is that if you have the money or you're earning the money, that's how many people you can reach on paid advertising, okay? You can also be target specific. You can go to a specific area. So you can go, I just want to advertise to people that live in Melbourne, women between 30 and 60 that are nurses. Like you can be that specific about who you want to target. Does that make sense? So if you want to target a certain group of people, then paid advertising is definitely the way to go, all right? So that's the best part of it. Like there's so many different things to paid advertising, but of course, what it does require is moolah, okay? You need money, all right? Now, most people, when they start this business, don't have a lot of money to spare or any money to spare, or they're not even thinking about spending the money. Some people do. But you need money, you need time, you need patience, and you need to, you need to really know that with paid advertising, your conversion rate, which means the amount of people that see your ad, click on your link, watch the video presentation, get started, is going to be very, very small. Even with really good advertising, you're talking maybe 3 to 5% of people that will watch the video. I mean, 5% would be amazing, right? I know that sounds crazy. That's 5 in 100 people that you've paid for advertising that would actually watch the video all the way through. Now, why is that important? Well, let's see, if you're spending, I'll give you an example. Like, for example, when you get to a certain level in the company and you're getting paid $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, or even $4,000 per customer, if you spend $100 or $200 or $300 or $400 on ads to get one customer, it would be worth it. Does that make sense? Like, you've got to spend the money to get money. It's a bit like, I don't gamble, I've never gambled, but I know gamblers, I've seen gamblers where they bet big to win big. You know what I mean? Like, if you put $1 on black, you're probably not going to win much. But if you go in there and put 1,000 or 5,000 and you win, you're going to get a lot more back. Does that make sense? Everyone nodding? I can't see you, but I'm just assuming you're nodding. All right. So what I just want to let you guys know that ultimately GAZ and AI is really about paid advertising, because long-term paid advertising is going to be, you know, where you're going to go eventually. So there's a guy in Canada that makes over $1 million a year doing GAZ, what we're doing right now. He gets lots of leads, lots of sales, but he's spending literally $150,000 a year or $200,000 a year. I don't know how much he's spending, but it's a lot of money on advertising, right? But would you spend, who would spend 200 grand on advertising if you made $1 million? Well, I would. Okay, 200 for $1 million is a pretty good deal. Put in 2, get in, you know, 10 back. I would, right? So, but for me, I don't have the time or patience to learn that right now. I'm about to learn a lot more of that because I'm going to New Zealand to go and learn how to do a lot more of that stuff a lot better with Mark Lack. So the thing is that there's paid and there's free advertising. So let's talk about free advertising or free marketing, all right? So why do I do so much organic? So I talk about organic or free, okay? Why do I do organic? Well, number one, it's a warmer market. Warmer means that they know you a little bit more than nothing, okay? Or they might know you a lot more. And those people are more likely to buy from you, okay? You're more like it's just like going out on a date. If you go out on the first date, you know, the chances of that going further, you're gonna have to go on more dates or go and see people more times before you build up a relationship, okay? So with warmer market, it's more personal, there's more trust, there's higher conversion. So when I first started doing GAZ, my conversion rates were unbelievable. They were just off the charts. If I told you guys, you'd fall over, right? Because I'd already built up my name and I already built up a lot of people on Facebook. People trusted me and they knew me. So I already had a warm market, so my conversion was really high. At the end of the day, any warm market, you're gonna have a high conversion rate, okay? Number one, and the other thing too is it's free. Like, it doesn't cost you anything to do organic marketing, just your time, okay? The only difference is, you know, like the cons, I suppose, is that you've got a limited audience because you're only talking to your friends on Facebook or maybe their friends, or if you've got a business page, it's really only those people, or if you're commenting on other people's pages, they might see you. So we're talking about a limited number of people seeing your posts, okay? And you're also doing what we call a spray and pray method. Even though we're doing attraction marketing, you're still posting your stuff out there in the hope that just a few people see it and go, hey, what are you doing? All right. So I call that spray and pray method. All right. However, what's happening is Facebook are changing. In fact, Facebook changed all the time. So when I first started on the internet, the only way to get your name out there was really to do all sorts of different things like articles and writing blogs and stuff like that, and doing all these posts in these free markets and whatever. And then Google come along and started doing paid ads, and I started doing paid advertising. And then Facebook come along, and then Facebook was like, you'd put a post on Facebook and like 500 people would see it, right? And now you put a post on Facebook and maybe 20 people would see it. Now, that will always be small, and it's got smaller and smaller. If you haven't watched Mark Zuckerberg's YouTube video, he talks a little bit about that. So now we have to go, okay, what's another way that we can get people to see our posts? So what's changed is in the last 12 months or in the last 6 months is that when I do a post on Facebook or you do a post on Facebook, doesn't matter how good the content is, less and less people were seeing it. Okay, so fewer people were seeing that post. So how do we get in front of more people? That's what we're going to talk about. Who likes that idea? Who likes the idea of finding out how to get in front of more people? Okay, see, the object is to get people to your Facebook page. Okay, whether it's your business page or your personal page. Let's just talk about your personal page. The more people go to your personal page, the better. And I'll show you why that's been working, especially for me since I got back. I've been getting more leads in the last few weeks than I have for the last 6 months, putting people on webinars, etc., because I'm doing some of these things. And I even thought of a new one today. All right, who likes that idea? All good? I can't see you guys, so I'm just talking to myself here. I can see Nikki. Hey, Nikki. Cool. All right, where do you find people? Okay, see, my thought pattern is that there's so many people on Facebook, right? They're all sitting there with their phone, scrolling like you are, scrolling, right? You just want to get your face, your name, your video, your post, your whatever in front of those people. Now, they're going to be on different platforms. They're going to be on, you know, personal pages. They might be on your Facebook page. They might be in a Facebook group that you're in. They might be on other company pages, and I'll go through that as well. And also, some of your customers are going to be, I've put here, other people's videos or other marketers. So in other words, if someone from another company does a video and it's pretty good and I comment on it, okay, and then there's a whole bunch of other people commenting on there, they're also seeing my name. And if they're seeing my name and I'm commenting enough, they might just click on my page and then see me, resonate with my picture, resonate with my about section, and then click on my website or send me a message and say, hey, I've seen your post, what are you doing? So I pick up a lot of friend requests from people because I'm commenting on other people's pages. And I think a lot of people, what they do on Facebook is they get so caught up in posting their own stuff is they're actually not doing the other work, okay? The other work is you guys putting an effort in on other people's pages, okay? So what that means is that if you're thinking about attracting a certain group of people, you want to be, you know, commenting on those pages. I'll talk about that in a little bit as well, right? So where else do you find people? You find people on Facebook business pages, okay? So any common group, all right? So let's say you're into fitness. I know there's a few people here into fitness, okay? If you're in a fitness group for Brisbane or Perth or wherever you are, UK, around the world, if you're into those groups, you can join those groups or those pages. Like let's say it's a, I just chose fitness randomly, but let's say it's a, you know, Fitness Australia page, right? You just get on that page and you can see people on there commenting and posting, leaving tips, and then you can just click on their profile and go, is this the sort of person that I want to be friends with, all right? So you can click on it, check out their profile, and then depending on what your target is, depending on where you're trying to find people, they might add you as a friend, and the first thing they do is look at your profile and go, oh, what does he do or she do, okay? So you want to definitely go into similar pages, and like I've gone through a couple of demos before on how we do that, but what I do is there's all these different pages. I can't go through them all now, but there's all these different groups and pages that I follow, and I comment on their posts. I actually spend more time commenting on their posts than on my posts or my friends' posts or anything like that. I go on their pages, and what I do is I go on there and I leave little comments and loves and likes and stuff like that. And then people in those groups see me, and then they come over to me and they go, who's this guy? And then they send me a friend request. You see, that's a free lead. I didn't pay anything for that. All I paid for that was a bit of my time, okay? See, all you guys have to do is get people to the webinar. You see, that's your job. You don't have to meet people. You can if you want to. You can do this as well. But what we teach is not meeting people at coffee shops, not going to network meetings and all that sort of stuff, which you can do, of course. You can do all that stuff, and we certainly encourage that as well. But the idea of what we started with is to maximize your time so you can do everything on this little baby, okay? So you could be sitting by the beach or by the pool, which is what you see me doing in all the photos, and I'm just sitting there all the time, scrolling, liking, posting, whatever. See, all that requires for me is time and effort, no money, all right? Does that make sense? So the more time you put in, the more you get back. You might not get it back today. You might not get people looking at you tomorrow or next week, but eventually they're actually going to go, who is this guy? Who is this girl? I'm going to look at you. And a perfect example is I had 3 leads this week from people I've been friends with on Facebook for ages. And they just reached out to me or commented and said things like, what do you do? I've been watching you for a while. What do you do? Or hit me up with your business or things like that. Okay, so you get comments like that from people because I've just been following them for a long time. Eventually, people get curious. Now, if they're already a really big established person making lots of money, they're probably not going to ask you that question. But then what I do is I follow their pages because they've probably got people on their pages that might be interested. Okay, so what do I do? How do I attract people? And I'll tell you a little bit how where I find them as well. Can you guys see me? Oh, it's just this. Okay, yeah. So once I make friends with people, the first thing I do is, like, depending on the time of day or whatever, once I make friends with people, I introduce myself and say thank you. So if I was to make friends with Jody and I go, hey Jody, thanks for adding me as a friend, hope you're having an awesome day, or something like that, okay? Or you can actually do that with a question, okay? So you can go, hey Jody, thanks for adding me, nice to meet you, how are you today? Or, you know, you could ask something like, you know, what's the best part of your day? Or what do you do for a living or something, okay? You want to create some sort of conversation, okay? You definitely don't want to be selling anything. So I don't want to say, add Jody as a friend and go, hey Jody, how you doing? I thought you might want to check out my platform. It's really cool and you can make money, or check out my water machine, or check out whatever I'm selling. It's the worst mistake. It happens all the time. My inbox is bombarded with people, however, less and less, that try and sell me as soon as they make friends with me. There's nothing worse than making friends with someone and then trying to flog them something straight away. Like, it's just the worst thing ever. We all get it, don't we, Nikki? We get people trying to sell us all sorts of stuff. I hate being sold to. Like, I just absolutely loathe it, but I love buying and I love a good salesman. Isn't that really weird? But I hate when I'm not looking to buy stuff and people are trying to sell it to me. I've got no interest whatsoever in whatever you're doing, okay? The reason I'm making friends with you is because you look like a nice, influential person. Maybe we've got mutual friends. I like your holiday pictures. Your dog looks cute, whatever it is. But see, secretly, in the back of my mind, this person's selling whatever they're selling, okay? Whatever the product is, it might be health and beauty products, it might be oils, candles, coffee that makes you poo, whatever it is I know that the chances of these people making big money is very, very small, okay? I also know that a lot of people post a lot of BS on Facebook. So they post pictures of them with nice cars or mansions, or they talk about how they're living the dream life and they're broke as fuck, all right? Let's just be honest, right? So I absolutely give them all credit, and I love the fact they're doing something, and I've been there before. You know, you're talking about all this and you're making money, but you're not really making money. So this is my way I'm thinking. I'm going, those people are prospects for the future, okay? Because right now, they're loving selling their candles. They love their pure scented candles. They're absolutely diehards about their candles. They love them, that's great, but I know they're not making any money. And the reason they started selling their candles is not because they were nice and smelly and fluffy, because they wanted to make some money on the side. Does that make sense? So all I'm doing is I'm just literally just doing little points of contact with these people, and eventually when they're not making any money and they go, well, this candle thing isn't really working. Sorry if you sell candles, by the way, I don't know if you do, but I'm sure they're good. This candle thing isn't really working. Wonder what that David guy's doing, okay? So I always adding myself to groups. I'm in lots of different groups. I interact in groups. You've got to go into those Facebook groups and interact. You can't just go in there and like one post and expect to get leads, right? Some people go in those groups every single day and they post good content videos or tips. If you don't have any tips, like if you've got nothing to offer, if you go, I don't know, I've got nothing to offer, I've got nothing to sell, whatever, just go in there and like people's posts. Go in there and comment and go, well done, that's an awesome thing, whatever it is, okay? And they go, oh, wow, that's cool. Who's this guy? And they go, click on your profile. And see, as soon as they click on my profile, that's a lead. You see, it's free, right? I'm getting these free leads. They're looking at it and they're going, I wonder what this guy's doing. Or they just go and have a look at you and it's not, you know, they don't know what to do after that. The point is I'm still getting eyeballs. I'm still getting people looking at my page without spending any money. Anyone following me? You all good? All right. So interact in the Facebook groups, like, comment, give value, and no selling. Make friends with these people. I realized I just went through all that without even actually reading what I've written here. So I was all off the top of my head and I've just realized what I've written. All right. So like people's posts in the group and they will see you and reach out to you. Okay. That is a really great way to get people. See, if I'm in the group about, Lillian's watching. So if I'm in a group about parenting, for example, and I join the parenting group, all right, I can go in there and put little comments and stuff like that and just sort of interact with people, and people keep seeing my name and stuff. And eventually, if I was Lillian, and I told her this already, is they eventually go, who's this Lillian lady? And they click on it and they go, wow, oh, she's a parenting strategist and she's written books. Man, I want to know who this lady is. And then they go and ask her questions or whatever. See, if I'm in the tennis group, right, and I go join the tennis group and I'm commenting and stuff like that, and I play tennis, and they turn around and they go, who's this David guy? He plays tennis. And they go and have a look, and then they see what I'm doing, and they see me traveling. They go, man, what do you do? Like, you're traveling around the world. What is it that you're doing? See, I'm just trying to get people to look at my page, whether it's my personal page or my business page. That's all I want them to do. I want them to look at my page and ask me what I'm doing. Because once I got them looking at my page, I mean, that's the whole idea of Facebook, what it was before, is that we're posting stuff and they're looking. See, before we were posting and we're sending it out to hundreds or potentially 1,000 people or whatever, and then some of those people would go, oh, what is it? Whereas now the ones are actually coming to me because they're interested in what I'm doing. Does that make sense? All right. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this, and it's all to do with time and effort. Okay. The other thing you can do too is a few other things as well, and I'm going to share my screen for something else. But you can post videos to a group that has some sort of value. So if you're making videos or you're comfortable with videos, like for example, I use Nikki because I can see Nikki. Nikki does an awesome water demonstration, right? So she could go into some group that's all about water and healthy water or whatever it is, or some other group, and she could post a video in there. But no, sorry, she could go in there and like into a group about healthy living, like about vegetables and stuff like that, because she's vegan, and she could post a video about, hey, this is how I clean my vegetables, and she posts a video. All right, there's just one example. So you can go into all these groups and you can post good stuff. If you're in a travel group, so let's say you're in a travel group and there's like 6 trillion travel, okay, there's not 6 trillion. There is a shitload of travel groups, right? You can go in those groups and you could go post a video in there if you're comfortable doing videos about your travel adventures, or you could do travel tips or something like that, okay? Or if you've got a really cool travel picture of when you traveled, I posted a picture today of me with a couple of elephants, right? So I could go and post that picture in a travel group and go, that time I went to Thailand and I got to swim with the elephants, it was so awesome. And people go, oh, cool, what's that? And they look at the picture and they like it. Maybe they see your post. See, what I'm doing is I'm just putting out my little feelers out there. It's exactly the same as people that for years and years have gone and put up posters on power poles, or people that do letterbox drops, or people that do, you know, business cards, or people that go and stand at a shopping center. If you've got enough of your name out there, eventually the right people are going to look at it and go, what do you do? All right. I've been doing that for the last 2 weeks, and I've been getting lots and lots of leads. I got a couple of people starting, one starting tomorrow, a couple starting next week, all because of what I've been doing for free, right? And also building my audience at the same time. I'm adding more and more people, interacting more, so that when the launch happens for AI, which is obviously happening, you know, not too far from now, I've got more of an audience and I've got something new I can share with those people. Make sense? All right, so what else have I put there? Don't expect results in your first week or month. So not everyone that buys into a closed shop, not everyone that goes into a closed shop buys the first time. Do they, Nikki? Every single person that went into your closed shop for all those years, they didn't all walk out with clothes, okay? A lot of people just look, just think about it or whatever, all right? So also the other thing too, last thing I put there is don't stalk the group or person by liking every single post, right? You probably get this all the time. Some of you guys have been around for a while and know what I'm talking about. Is I'll get a new friend on Facebook and all of a sudden I put up my phone and I'm like, holy shit, I've got 152 notifications I need to check. And then my brand new friend is just like 50 of my posts. And I'm like, well, that's nice. They obviously like my posts, okay? So it's done the job. I've got them to like my posts, but they're interested. You see, now they're interested. They're like a lead. You could even be a little bit like, even if you wanted to, you could go, hey, thanks for liking all my posts. Nice to meet you. What do you do? Okay, you can do that as well, all right? So it's just another way. It's all about interaction. Everyone getting this? You all good? All right. So let's go. I can't remember how many slides are here, but I'm going to go through some other stuff. Right. I add network marketers. Okay. Why do I add network marketers? So network marketers, MLM, direct sales people, you know, there's so many different groups that you guys can add as friends, right? Why do I particularly like them? Well, because they're the best, right? I mean, there's lots of other groups, but let's say you're in a group for, well, let's say you're in a parenting group, right? I'll use that example. Like, you might be in a parenting group, build good rapport and all that sort of stuff, but they're not necessarily looking for a business. They might just be completely happy with their job and they're never going to leave their job, okay? Or there might be some of those parents in there that might be looking for a side income, or they might be, for example, thinking about leaving their job, or they hate daycare for their kids and they want to do something else. And that's cool, but here's my thinking, okay? So this is the way I think. I've then got to take them through the baby steps, exactly the same way as if you're doing Facebook ads. So what I've got to do is I've got to take them through the mindset, or, you know, through a series of emails or messages, the mindset of starting their own business and doing something on the internet, and it's not a scam, and it's not a pyramid, it's not all this and not all that, and then they're hesitant about getting started or spending $99 US. And like, I've got to go through all those objections before I even get them started. Okay, you guys following me? Okay, so like I'll give you a perfect example. So on a couple of my business pages, because I've got 2 business pages, I get a lot of leads on there, and then people go, give me some more information, tell me more about what you do. And as soon as I start talking to them and sending a few messages, I'm not invasive, I just have a chat to them. And then I go, oh, tell us a bit about yourself. Like, you know, why are you looking for a business on the internet? I want to know why they're looking. And I get crickets, okay? Nothing. They don't even reply to me. I'm like, they've gone to the effort to reply to my post and they don't even reply to me. See, they automatically are disqualified for my time, okay? I'm not going to chase them up. If they can't reply to one, you got to think about this, ready? If they can't get past the first step, which is answering a question like, why are you interested in my business? Or why did you reach out to me? If they can't get past that and give me information, disqualified, right? Because like, why am I wasting my time? I don't want to spoon feed these people going, oh, please join my business. Please, please, you should really work online. I'm not doing that shit, guys, right? If I'm working with network marketers or MLM companies or direct sales companies or anyone that's in a commission-based company at all, anything at all, these people already have a mindset of getting paid on commission. They're usually entrepreneurial, they're usually go-getters, they've usually got training, they've usually been to events, they're usually following Tony Robbins. They've already got the mindset. Half the job is done for you, okay? So I'm targeting network marketers in particular, okay? Now, also, if they're part of another company, then they've usually got a group of people that they're already associated with, okay? And they know people and they know people. If you've never been in another company before, it doesn't mean you can't target those people, okay? So even if you haven't done anything like direct sales, network marketing, MLM, whatever you want to call it, you can still target those people, okay? All right, so they've already got all that sort of stuff. I realize again, I wasn't reading any of this, it's just coming from the top of my head, but they've already got the right mindset and they've already purchased once, so they'll probably purchase again. You see, once they buy something once, they'll probably come back and buy something again, all right? So, and the other thing too, of course, is they're passionate, all right? So they can be in the same industry as us. They can be online, they can be into, you know, health products or anything like that. So they could still be in the same industry, and that's maybe why they like their product, but obviously we've got a better comp plan. So, you know, Enagic in particular obviously has the best comp plan in the industry for so many reasons. I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy, right? So we've got the best comp plan. In my opinion, we've got the best product, in my opinion, and obviously most of you guys' opinion, hopefully. And they will see that, because when I look at everything else out there, what people are trying to sell, I just, like, if Enagic disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't know what I'd do. I don't know what else to sell, to be honest, because it's just such a good product, okay? I'm sold, can you tell? All right, so let's go into how you can find some more people, all right? Is this my last slide or have I got another one? Okay. So what you want to do is go to the Direct Selling Association page, okay? So who knows what I'm talking about? Direct Selling Association. Maybe just give me a little comment and I can see if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. So Direct Selling Association, just go to the website, Direct Selling Association of Australia or the UK or America, wherever you're listening from. And that is like approved companies that can sell products on the internet or in person. There is lots and lots of those companies. And if I get time, I'll go through and I'll show you a couple, all right? And go on there and there's a whole bunch of companies. So go on there and find 1, 2, or 3 companies on there that you sort of think this might be the right space for it. Now, obviously, you know, we're in the health sort of industry, so I'd be looking for health-based companies. However, it doesn't stop you sort of finding people that do makeup or skincare or stuff like that as well, okay? Go find those companies, find their Facebook page, which is always on their website, and then what you do is when you go on their Facebook page is that you go and look at their posts, and when you see a post, and I did training on this already, but when you see a post with lots of likes and stuff on there, what you do is you go and click on the like, and then you find people, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment, all right? So there's a few little strategies I do with that, but all the time what I'm thinking is, in my head I'm going, most of these people aren't making any money because only a small percentage of people make money. Okay, I'm not after the guys that are making $1 million a year because they're going to be a lot harder to get them to come over. They might eventually, but I'm really looking for the people that are just making a little bit of money or no money at all, okay? Now, remember, you never sell to these people because they think they've got the best product in the world, right? They think it's the best thing and there's nothing else out there at all because they haven't seen magic yet, right? So don't try and sell them your product. In fact, they'll probably try and sell you their product, okay? And there's a way to be polite and just decline, all right? So remember, when these people come to your page or they add you, this is a free lead. This is absolutely, you're not paying anything for this. All you're paying for this is time, all right? Make sense? You all good with that? All right, cool. So I'm going to go through, whoops, let me go back to this one. All right, so what I do is when I make friends with these people, and just in a second what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a couple of pages, I'm going to show you guys some little tricks, and then I just taught myself a new one about an hour ago, all right? Who wants to know what the one is I just taught myself? It's sort of, it's a long process, but it's a short process at the same time, okay? I don't know if anyone's done this. I'm just going to invent this process. Hopefully it works. I can show you on the screen. If it doesn't work, we'll cover it another day. I've just added 3 new friends on Facebook because of this process, all right? So say hello to people when you connect with them, compliment them, say, hey, great to meet you. I like the look of your dog. I like where you live. I like that you've got a nice beach out. Whatever it is, just give them a compliment, okay? Don't say I like your shoes. Like, give them something genuine. Hey, thanks for reaching out to me and thanks for connecting. Your profile looks really cool. You look like an influential person, all right? Something like that, okay? When they say why, like sometimes they say, why did you connect with me or what made you reach out? And I just say, oh, look, we've got lots of mutual friends. I see you got mutual interests. You look like a really cool person. So I thought I'd add you. Okay, so you just compliment it. So this, only 2 days ago, I was in this group. I won't tell you which group it was because you may or may not agree with it. But I was in this group and this lady was doing a lot of comments. So what I did is I clicked on her profile and I went, this lady, like, I can resonate with her. So I sent her a friend request, but she didn't add me straight away, right? And she said, hey, I saw your friend request. What made you reach out to me? And I said, it looks like we had a lot of common interests. We believe in the same things. And she goes, well, tell me something a little bit more. And I'm like, okay. So I told her something a little bit more. And then I gave her some help. I actually gave her some information. I said, check out this article. And I sent her an article. It was so easy to find. Like, all of this took me like a minute. I sent her this article. She's like, oh, wow, you're really into this? I said, yeah, I am. And then guess what? Just yesterday, she goes, so what do you do? That was a question. So what do you do? And I'm like, what do you mean what I do? She goes, well, what do you do for work, for a living? And so I've started this conversation. And now she's like, ask me this question. I'm waiting for her to get back to me. And the whole time, this lead cost me nothing. I already know this lady is a nice person. I already know she's got the same interests. I know she's really keen on health, and she's got a big following or whatever. So I'm like, she's actually interested already without me spending any money. Does that make sense? All right. So you can do other things as well. You can say things like, I'm an online marketer like you. Isn't this a great industry? So if you're talking to people in direct sales MLM, that's a great one. I just made that one up. I'm an online marketer just like you. Isn't this the best industry? Isn't this so cool? You know, how you going with your business? You having fun? Blah, blah, blah. You know, or you can say something like, you know, whatever you do, your occupation. Now, and if they ask you a question, I'd say, like, I help people with attraction marketing. And people go, most of them, they go, what's attraction marketing? You see, and that's your lead in to tell them what you do, all right? So there's lots of different things you can do. And then I say things like I teach people how to build a business online using social media without prospecting family and friends or selling. Yes, we are in sales, okay? Do I sell? Everyone sells. But do I ring up people and sell my machine, or do I pitch and try to? No, we have product implementation specialists that talk to people, find out what their needs and wants are, and see if people decide if they want to get our products, okay? I don't ring up people and say, hey, thanks for checking out the video, would you like to buy my shit, right? I don't do that. See, even though I'm in sales, I'm not direct selling. And see, there's a fine line between what you're doing and what you're not doing. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not selling anything, right? You know, what I do is I just say to people, I do attraction marketing, and then I say that comment, I say, I just don't prospect friends and family. And if you're in that sort of industry, that's a light bulb moment. Because if you've been selling your candles for 3 years and you're not making any money, and you run out of friends on your phone, and you say, look, I don't prospect anyone, like their ears are going to prick up. They're going to go, oh, I wonder what he does, okay? So you can say these sorts of things. You guys can see him here and play him back later, all right? So what I want to do is I want to show you guys a screen, and I'm going to show you, so I'm going to stop sharing that one, and I'm going to show you a little trick that I've learned today and some of the other things I do. Who's getting some good value out of this? Yeah, I can see some hands up. You guys are all hiding. What about you, Anita, getting some good value? Tim, getting some good value? Kim, Tracy, getting some good value? Awesome. Lindy, awesome, cool. All right, so I'm going to show you one of the things that I do. So here's the direct selling. You guys can see the screen still. I just want to make sure you can still see the screen. Still see the screen, Nikki?
We can see the free versus paid ads. You need to stop sharing screen.
Okay, stop sharing screen, and let me go. Hang on, let me share the screen again. All right, here we go. I need to go to. Oh, where's my
share screen and then change the screen.
Yeah. Share screen. All right. Can you see that now?
Yes, we can.
Cool. So this is the Direct Selling Association. Okay, this is their page for Australia. I think New Zealand and Australia are the same. Okay, and you got one for the US and the UK as well if you're tuning in from Europe, or you can use this one, depends on where you're calling in from. And there's all these companies that are all in direct sales and all do MLM and all do network marketing. Some of these people are successful, some are not successful, etc. Right? There is lots and lots and lots and lots of these companies, right? So let me show you a good little trick that I do to add people from these companies. Again, my target market. So you can use this same technique for any target market you got. Okay, so I use this technique because I like people in those industries. So let's say, for example, let's go to a big one. Okay, so let's go to Isagenix. Here we go. So I click on Isagenix. Some of you guys have seen something like this before, but I'm going to show you something do a little bit different. And then all I do is I go to the Facebook page for Isagenix. Okay, or I can look it up. It might be just as easy. Oh, there it is. Just happen to have it right here. Can you see that now, Nikki? Can you see the Isagenix page? Okay, the Facebook page. All right. So here's what I do, and I'm going to show you a new little trick that I learned. Hopefully this is going to work. Hope you guys are following, okay? So this is a really good company. They've got a lot of millionaires, very, very successful. I was in this business a few years ago. I didn't really do anything. I just really had the products and stuff like that. Some of you guys are probably in it yourself. But this is what I do, okay? So what I do is I go find, I shared this with some of my leaders the other day, but I go and find a post that has a lot of activity, okay? These having a lot of activity. Some of the companies don't have a lot of activity, but see, it's got 150 people like this page, right? Or this post, sorry. So let me click on this post, okay? Now, why do I want Isagenix people? Well, it's pretty simple, is that they're into fitness, they're into healthy stuff, they're super excited, they want to make money, blah, 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 okay? So here's all the people. So some of these are my friends already, okay? And that's why it says message. Now, what I do is this, okay? Is I scroll through and I find people with mutual friends, okay? So what I do is I find people with mutual friends. Hey, look at that, Tracy, you're friends with this person. Now, sometimes these people are already got mutual friends in our business, okay? And I won't add them, okay? I don't know about Sue here, but I'll go to Sue's page and then I'll check it out. She lives in Queensland, and I'll go, is this someone I want to add as a friend? Okay, that's what I'll do. So I'll go and add her as a friend. Okay, I'll send a friend request to Madison here. she's got some mutual friends. You can see a whole bunch of them there. I sent her a friend request because she looks like a positive person. She's learning to find the joy in the mess of things. She lives in Australia, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sending a request. Now, all these people won't add me as a friend, okay? But I go by numbers. Now, it doesn't take me very long to scroll through and find mutual people. But what I'll do is I'll go and add people, but sometimes I won't add them if they've got a lot of the same friends already that are already in a Nagic or our business. And some of them are full. So what I do is I find these people and then I'm going to add them as a friend. So maybe Bianca here, she's got one person like Juanita who's in our company, but she might not be interested. And I go, she says she's self-employed. She may or may not be someone I want to add. I'm also looking for people with followers. When you see people who've got lots of followers, they're also people I want to add for a different technique, okay? So I just want to show you something that I've learned. So this is what I do. I go and find people and I'm adding these people, but I do vet these people. So when I say vet, what I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm checking them out. Like let's just click on Kisa, okay? So Kisa, if I click on Kisa's profile here, sorry Kisa if you're watching later on, and so Kisa's got mutual friends, okay, cool. And then I go, she's self-employed, she's a freedom dreamer, whatever that is. She lives in Colorado, so she's my target market because she's in America. And then I'm looking, oh, she's got, look at that, she's got 39 likes, 15 comments, and she's posting positive stuff. She's posting stuff. Like this is, see, this is a person that I'd want to add, right? Because she's posting about healthy stuff. She's posting all sorts of cool stuff. I like her posts. So eventually, this might be someone that will look at my business. Now, I've just done the long way of doing this, but for me, I usually do this in seconds, okay? You should be able to add at least one person a minute, okay? I was telling some people the other day, if you sit there at your computer and you're like hardcore at your computer for 60 minutes and you add one person a minute, that's 60 new people. That's 60 new people, if at least half of them add you as a friend. That's 30 people in 1 hour, if I go really fast, or even if it's half of that, that go to my Facebook page and check me out. That is like 30 or 15 free leads where people are going to my page and looking. Does that make sense? All right. So I'm still getting in front of these people because they're going to have a look and I might come back to them later because there's another technique we can use later on. So I'm going to add this lady here as a friend, okay? And we'll see what happens. Now I'm going to show you guys something that I've just taught myself today, all right? So I'm going to go to my Facebook page, which is this one here, that's me. And I'm going to go into my friends and I'm adding new friends. Hello?
Can I just ask a question on that?
Yeah.
When you send so many friend requests like that, can't you get like the Facebook, like
Facebook police?
Yeah, Facebook police for sending so many requests.
Okay, so that's why you got to be a little bit careful. See, what happened is first there was no limit. You could add as many people as you like. Then it was like 20 people a day. But if you're adding friends that are coming from mutual groups, or if you're adding friends that where there's lots of people, there's lots of other similar friends, Facebook seems to not pay attention. So I've been adding easily 20, 30 people a day and I've never had a problem. I've never been in Facebook jail. But if you're adding that many people, you got to think about this. So this strategy I'm just teaching you, it might take me an hour to do that. And after an hour of finding new people, I need to take a break or do something else. So if you had an hour a day and you did this for an hour a day, you're probably going to reach your limit of friends anyway. Does that make sense? That's what I'm doing. All right, so this is what I'm doing here. I've just learned this little trick, okay? I've taught myself this trick just today. Pay attention. So when you've added your new friend and maybe you've complimented them or you've asked them a question or you've had a bit of an interaction or something like that, okay? I've just added all these new people. I'm going to go into this lady here, Sanmarithia, whatever her name is. Now, why have I added this lady? Well, because I want to build a business in Thailand for obvious reasons, and she's in Thailand. So what I've done is I've just found this little trick, okay? So I go to her page and I click on her friends like this, and then I can see all of her friends, okay? See that? Or mutual friends. See, this is the lady that I made friends with, right? This is a lady because I want to build a business in Thailand. She's already in another company. I already know that. And she's probably not making money. So here we go. My target market right now is I want to build a business in Thailand. I know how to build a business in Thailand because I spend so much time there. Okay, so let's say your target market is people at the gym, or it's health, or it's people with dogs, whatever. So you go and add your, I always say dogs because Nikki's usually at the top of my pictures here. So you go and add your friends in the dogs group or whatever. And then what I do is I go, okay, now I look at their friends and I go, which one of her friends has mutual friends that looks like someone else I might add? So Can Cook Prasin, whatever that person is, has 5 mutual friends, okay? So there's a good chance that this person's gonna add me because he's got 5 mutual friends. I'll check out the profile and see if this is a person that may or may not bring value to me, or I can maybe have them look at my page. So when I look at Can Cook here, is a young, pretty dashing looking dude. Look at that, he's got 1,352 followers, right? He lives in Thailand, so he's in my target market, and I go and add him as a friend. Now see, I didn't have to find him in another group. I found him here on this lady's page. Isn't that really cool? Because she hasn't hidden her friends. Sometimes people hide their friends, right? And so here's another one, Anne Kessit, whatever her name is. So she's got, look at all the mutual friends. There's a whole bunch of mutual friends. I go into Anne here, and I might go, oh, she might be someone I'll make friends with or not. I'll make a decision based upon when I look at their profile, okay? So I can go through this person, call it what you want, stalking, call it being clever. But what I'm doing is I'm going on and I sent a friend request to Kat, because Kat's also in an online business, got 398 followers. She worked at a hotel, so she likes traveling. She's a manager. So I look at all this in like just a really quick thing and go, is this the sort of person that might look at my business? That's what I'm thinking, okay? So whenever I add people, I go and have a look. Now, obviously, so this one's a TV presenter, but there's no mutual friends. So if I try and add this person, there's a good chance they're not going to add me because there's no mutual friends. But I'm looking for people that like travel, like this guy, like Chaya, likes travel. He's got a picture in front of a train, okay? And I go, oh, he looks travel, he's got a nice picture there. I might add this guy. And so what I'm doing is I'm looking for people that via their profile picture. See, I wouldn't add Pansek because there's no profile picture. I don't know anything about this person. I'm looking for people that I think potentially could have a good following, potentially might be interested in my business. Is that making sense? So you can go and find people in groups, you can find personal people, you can find friends, and then you can go and add their friends, because the chances are that, see, this is the thing, is that Amy Than, whatever her name is, she's friends with this lady and she's got 8 mutual friends. There's a reasonable chance that she's in the same company as this other lady, all right? And if that other lady doesn't look at my profile or doesn't decide that she wants to, you know, follow me or whatever, that's cool. Maybe this lady will, okay? And I'm already making that small, warm connection. So even though it sounds like, when you think about it, it almost sounds a little bit random, but in my case, I'm trying to target people that are entrepreneurs, self-employed, maybe they've been in a business before, that live in Thailand. You see what I mean? So you can apply this strategy to whatever you want to target, okay? So wherever your business mind is going, if it's parents, like for your example, Lillian, if it's people over 50, Mary, for you, whoever's watching this or watching the playback, I go, okay, what's my target market, or what's some of my target markets? I'll go find people in these groups, and then I'll start adding people. And see, by adding these people, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll have 20 new people or 10 new people that have actually then said, you know, added my friend. Okay, now they're my friend. And I go, hey, thanks so much for adding me as a friend, all right? Thanks so much for adding me as a friend. And I go, how are you? Or how's your week going? Or tell me a little bit about yourself. People love talking about themselves, all right? Give them a compliment. Hey, thanks very much for adding me as a friend. You look like an influential person. You look like someone I can relate to, whatever it is. How are you going? Okay, I'm starting a conversation. That conversation might not get past how you're going. It might go 3 or 4. It might go a little bit more. All of this is only taking me literally a few seconds. And when you start doing this and you sit there at your computer undistracted for like 60-minute sessions, which is what I've been doing this week, So I sit there and I go. I actually time myself, set a little time on my phone, and I go and add people, and I go add. So what's happening is I'm bypassing the problem, the fact that it doesn't matter how many friends I got in Facebook, when I do a post, only so many people are going to see it. I'll still keep doing posts. I still get leads that way, but I want to be a bit more personal. But I don't want to be personal. I don't want to go and meet people for coffee or go to meetings. I just want to do it on the internet because I'm lazy, it's faster, and I can travel at the same time. All right? Who likes this idea? All good? Give me some comments, give me some likes, give me some love, something like that. Awesome, awesome. Kim's got it. Awesome, Kim. All right. Now, this strategy, I'll just wrap it up here, but this strategy also works if you're a shy person, okay? See, a lot of people are shy. They don't want to meet people, or maybe you just started, like you don't want to film yourself doing a video going, hi, my name is David and I'm scared shitless doing this video. Hopefully someone sees it and buys some shit from me, all right? What's this laughing? All right, see, no, I mean, like you want to get out your comfort zone. That's what we teach you, but you're not really going to, you know, attract people on that first video. It takes practice, right? You're going to have to do lots of videos and lots of posts and stuff like that. So if you don't want to do videos, do this instead. Like literally, this is a great way to get people to see your page, because that's what you're doing. You're just getting people to see your page. That's step one. Get people to see your page, engage in a conversation, ask them a question, write that down. Get people to see your page, engage in a conversation or pay them a compliment, engage in a conversation, ask questions, right? Because somewhere in that conversation, they're going to ask you what you do, or what do you do, or what's your business, or whatever. And that's your chance to say whatever you're going to say, okay? This is your chance to say, I do attraction marketing on the internet. I show people how to make money using, you know, social media. And they go, wow, how do I do that? And say, oh, cool, I can show you. Have you got 30 minutes or 40 minutes? And I can send you a video which explains a lot more. And they go, okay, when can you watch it? You see, I'm not selling at any of those stages. The only thing I'm selling is I'm selling them to watch the webinar. I'm not selling them any products. I'm not telling them they have to buy anything. All you got to do is get people to the webinar. I know it sounds like a long way to do it, but I'm funneling people. I'm taking those people and I've got an end goal in mind to get them to my webinar. When they go to the webinar will sort them out. The webinar will sort out the buyers. The webinar will sort out the interested people, the business people. The webinar will sort it out. Because if they can't get past the webinar, they're probably not going to be a customer. All right, does that make sense? Cool, cool. Whew. All right. 1 hour, I'm done. All right, so thanks guys. I hope you got a lot out of this. Go back and watch the replay again. Again, this is something that, you know, like the only thing I can say is if you do this, like you're not gonna be able to do this every single day, all right? But well, you might be able to, but if you sat there for every day for 60 minutes and you literally did different things like add people, compliment people. See, sometimes people go, I'm running out of people to talk to. I'm not kidding, guys. If you sat there every day and you did 30 minutes of adding friends, 30 minutes of complimenting people on their pages, 30 minutes or 10 minutes interacting in groups, or anything like that, you are going to get people coming to your page, without a doubt. People are going to come to your page and look at you, okay? All of this is without you spamming, selling, or trying to, you know, offer any sort of product or service, okay? The whole thing is about attracting people, because that's what we do, attraction marketing, all right? The whole thing is about attracting people to come and look at your page, okay? And then on your page, you obviously want to be posting good posts and pictures and all that sort of stuff and getting people to talk to you, all right? All right, guys, hope you got some really cool stuff out of that. And like, yeah, that's about it. I think I'm done. So I'm super excited for this weekend for all you Perth people. I'm super excited for next weekend for Brisbane and Melbourne and Sydney, Brisbane. I don't even know where I'm going. Anyway, super excited. I'll be seeing you guys at some of the events, and I'm pumped. And see, all of this, by the way, just one last thing, guys. All of this I've been doing for the last few weeks since I got back, and I'm still continuing to do it because what I'm doing is I'm leading up to the AI launch. See, what I'm doing is I'm building up, building up, building up, building up. And when AI comes out and we've got some new stuff to talk about, whatever, I've got a whole brand new audience. All right, is that pretty cool? Awesome. All right, guys, have an awesome night. Good night, good morning, wherever you are around the world. Ciao for now.